Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Aew Love, here with AEW Rampage review for October 8th, 2021. Solid show, solid episode of Rampage, um, coming out from the 2-year anniversary of Dynamite, which is on Wednesday. I know this was taped, but solid good coming out from the anniversary show here with this episode with two title matches on the line. We had the tag team titles on the line with the FTW title, which is not really a title for AEW, but for this feud between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, so it's okay. And it was a Philadelphia street fight, so at least it's something. We also had CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia and an interesting open to the show. So it is what it is. But before I get into review, if you're new to the podcast and if you like this video, click that like button. And if you want to see more on the channel, click that subscribe. You can find on the homepage my AW reviews, my Rampage reviews, sports heavy topics, my NXT reviews, as well as my Impact reviews as well. But nonetheless, click those and thank you. And with that intro out of the way, let's get into the actual review of Rampage, shall we? So, the show started off with CM Punk versus Daniel Garcia. This was kind of as you expect, a mat-based, submission-based wrestling match between the two. Daniel Garcia, we know he's really in depth with the submission holds and submission game, jiu-jitsu. Punk, he's dipped his toe in the UFC, and we know he trains jiu-jitsu, and yeah, this was a solid match between two. I tell you, it's hard to complain for Daniel Garcia the way he's booked to start his AEW career. First with Moxley, then with Darby, Sting, Kingston, now Punk. Heck of a way for a 23-year-old to start his pro wrestling career, but he is definitely growing on people, and within a few years, he can definitely be a star in this company. But getting this match here, plus we saw a 2.0 back, which is a great see. They're over pretty much not just a tag team, but as a trio. They really work as a trio, and I know people were upset that, including me, that the TBS title and not the trios titles were unveiled on Dynamite. But when those trio titles get revealed, this trio of 2.0 and Garcia can absolutely play a factor in that division down the road. But so Garcia, after 2.0 made their presence felt in this match, as 2.0 they slammed the leg of Punk behind the referee's back into the ring post, focusing on Punk's knee. Garcia targeted the leg of Punk with dragon screw, toe hold, and a chop block, wrenching the knee of Punk, but Punk followed up with after Garcia went for a missile drop kick in the corner, landed on his head. Punk hit a big knee, then a roundhouse kick for a near fall. Punk then hit the Shining Wizard in the corner, and then went for a clothesline, but Garcia countered with a Olympic slam for a 2 count. Then Pepsi twist by Punk for a 2 count. And then what was probably the move of the match, Punk went for GTS, but Garcia rolled through into a sharpshooter on the Punk away from the ropes, so it would be a difficult task, but Punk got out of it. Garcia, he was knocked into both members of 2.0. Punk took out all 3 members on the outside with a crossbody off the top. Garcia was rolled back into the ring. Springboard lariat by Punk. Pile driver. Then Anaconda Vice by Punk. First time he's used it in his AEW run, but Garcia tapped out. Punk won, obviously, but solid showing by Garcia. And apparently, so Rampage is going to be live next Friday, and CM Punk will face Matt Sydal next week on Rampage, which should be a good, interesting match between 2 veterans that definitely have not faced each other in a long time. But interesting match. And we also got an interesting lineup for Dynamite, which, of course, not next Wednesday, but a week after Saturday. So, going from that hot open to first of 2 title matches of the show, we got the Lucha Brothers versus the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed, Max Caster had an interesting rap. He talked about Rocky Balboa, Arn Anderson. We also Ben Simmons, just hilarious. But the finish of this match came when Bowens hit a T-bone suplex on Phoenix, and then Caster went for his mic drop, top rope elbow off the top, but was sent crashing to the outside by Penta, and Lucha Brothers won with their assisted spike pile driver on Bowens for the win. They retain. The Lucha Brothers get another win. They say undefeated in 2021. Ever since Phoenix has returned to team with his brother, they have stayed undefeated, and soon, probably not at full gear, but soon, we are bound to get Santana Ortiz versus the Lucha Brothers. So then we go from that to also of note. So they also were wearing their AAA Mega Tag Team titles, which one of the matches that was announced for Dynamite was two members for Andrade will be facing Phoenix and Penta for the AAA Mega Tag Team titles. So, interesting. Also, for Dynamite next Saturday, we're getting Dante Martin versus Malachi Black. Oh, well, it's not going to sit well, I'll say, for him. So then we got Jade Cargill for Sky Blue. I mean, this is short, and Cargill won with their chicken wing press slam. Afterwards, Thunder Rosa came out for the save with a chair. I mean, look, we all know Jade is not ready, but clearly the stock is high with her in AEW. Because, I mean, she obviously looks like a physical specimen, and she obviously has the look, she has it, but when it comes to the ring, she needs to better stop pandering to the camera, stop taunting, stop posing, stop spacing in between moves. She has to work on wrestling. As far as Sky Blue is concerned, I like her, but I mean, she's still young to AEW, and we just have to see. In that promo she cut, or when they were talking with the members of the women of AEW about the TBS title, she sounded pretty like, I would say, almost a hush tone. Like her cadence, like her delivery of the promo was pretty but we'll see. I mean, clearly both these women need time, but I mean, with Jade and how much they're trying to push Jade, it's gonna run its course. She has to get better because with this push, it's not helping her really. So then we get to the main event. So Philadelphia Street Fight, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. I enjoyed this match. You know, again, when I look at Ricky Starks, I see a future star of AEW, and I'm sure others see it, that I see glimpses of a young The Rock in Ricky Starks. He just has that it, and you can clearly see it in the way he projects himself. When it comes to Brian Cage, we know he's big, he's badass, you know, he can go in the ring. However, but he's not really connecting with the fans, and, you know, his wife complaining about him on social media was not a helpful act of any kind to him. And it's just, you know, my feelings. Well, anyone who's watched this podcast knows that how I view Lance Archer, and I think he is the most underutilized talent in AEW. Brian Cage is also, I mean, you can easily look at Brian Cage and you can tell he's trained badass. He's big, you don't want to mess with him, but it's just not really working. Now, hopefully after tonight, Cage can move something to more significant, same with Starks, but after the fiasco with his wife, it's really a question to see how it goes for him going forward. Because, again, that was not a helpful manner for him. Excuse me. But getting this match here, so Cage started off in prominent fashion. He was tossing around Ricky Starks, imposing his will. And who's they were on the outside. Cage actually tossed Starks in the crowd into a fan who was probably a plant, but we'll see. So there were weapons tossed in the ring, chairs, trash can, and a pool cue. That was in the ring. And Starks used that to get the advantage. He used a pull shot to the side of the head of Starks after a shot to the gut. And then Starks hit a tornado DT to Cage before the break. Then during the break, there was a trash can lid that Starks used on Cage and got near fall out of it. Then getting back from break, Starks again used the trash can lid. Did a leg drop with the trash can lid for a 2 count. And then Starks, not sure what he's going for. He set up the trash can with Cage in the corner, but was met with a big super kick by Cage. And then Cage used a trash can on Starks' head. And then hit a pump handle slam to Starks onto the trash can for a 2 count. And then Hook and everyone's favorite young wrestler, Hook. It's hilarious to see how much popularity Hook has gotten in the last number of weeks. But he is very popular, as his son. So he came out, and Hobbs came out for the save, but Cage fought him off. Starks then hit Cage across the skull with the FTW Championship, then a spear for a near fall. Starks going bananas. There was a chair that was wedged in the corner. Starks went headfirst into his chair. Cage hit a big discus lariat for an near fall. And then Cage was going to the attack on Hobbs and was on the middle turnbuckle, but Hook hit a low blow which stifled Cage, and then with the help of Team Taz, or the rest of the team Taz. Starks got Cage in position and hit the Rochambeau. The powerbomb facebuster on Cage for the win. Starks gets this big win and retains. Starks was bloody, and with the help of the rest of the members of Team Taz, gets this win. I mean, like I said, hopefully with all this fiasco, hopefully both these guys can move on to better things, as now this feud is probably over. And, I'm just thinking with Punk being Hobbs last week, or a couple weeks ago, that perhaps we get Punk now versus Ricky Starks. That should be, if that's the case, that would be a hell of a match for Full Gear. But we'll see. But that is the review for Rampage, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Solid show. Rampage back to 1 hour format. It's so strange adjusting to it because, for me, 8 o'clock on a Friday night, it's strange, but it works. Maybe we'll have to see, but it's likely to move into a new time slot on a different day. But we'll just have to see. But all in all, good show. Did what it did. But thank you all for joining me today. Again, if you're new, if you want to see more videos, there's a subscribe. And then if you like this video, the like button is there as well. But thank you. I'll be back next week. So, again, no Dynamite on Wednesday. Dynamite will be a week from Saturday. So, I'll be back next Saturday with my Rampage review, and then likely next Sunday as well with my AEW Dynamite review. So a little weird Rampage before Dynamite, but I'll get it figured out. Anyway, thank you. Be safe. Peace.